Hey, yo, what up, Bodega Podcast? You already know who it is. It's one half of the sexiest Puerto Rican studs on this planet, Ortiz, baby. And shout out to all the Bodega Podcast listeners. Ow.
Yo, this is the Lucha Thug, the one-man Lucha gang, El Rey Gordo himself, the King Fat Boy Papo Esco, and y'all rocking with the Urban Wrestling Network.
It's your boy, the young GOAT, one half of Injustice, Hot Fire Myron, and you're listening to Urban Wrestling Network. Thank you.
This is Josef Samael from Contra Unit, and you're watching the Urban Wrestling Network.
What's good? It's Tristan Ty, a.k.a. Ikuro Kwon. You're watching Urban Wrestling Network. Hail Contra!
What's up? It's Judge in the building. And make sure you guys check out Urban Wrestling Network. The boys gonna be on there chopping it up. You already know, Street Fighter.
You know what it is, man? It's like Boogie, South Philly. What up? Catch me on the Urban Wrestling Network real soon. Be on the lookout for that podcast, bro.
Yes.
MLW, all that. N.W.A, all that. I'm everywhere. Fuck out of here.
Hey, you guys. This is Christi Jaynes, and you're listening to the Urban Wrestling Network.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jeff Cavier, and you are listening to the Urban Wrestling Network.
Hey guys, this is Carly Delani Perez, a.k.a. Katrina, a.k.a. Maxi from WWE, and you're listening to Urban Wrestling Network.
¿Qué tal, amigos de Urban Wrestling Podcast? Aquí está el mosquetero del aire solamente para decirles que sigan a mis amigos de Wrestling Podcast, toda la mejor información. Un saludo y un abrazo del mosquetero. La mejor lucha está con el Street Style, así es que cuídense y vean estos buenos podcasts.
Ooh, that is tough, not gonna lie.
AFC champions, baby.
You know what? I feel you want AFC champions, but what's really good, ladies and gentlemen, it's the OG Boricua Dandara, a.k.a. Chef, one half of the AFC champions with the other AFC champions for their division. Onse 5150, and his Titans. You already know it's Bill's Mafia, my brother. What's really good?
What's up, everyone? It's your boy, your quintessential Puerto Rican muffin, Jorge. I just got my hat a couple of days ago for the AFC champions, South Tennessee Titans. I'm waiting for that game on Saturday, 4:30 against who they, the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be a good game, but hey, we got Derrick Henry's back. He's 100%, and it's time to steamroll, baby. But hey, this is not a sports channel. This is a wrestling channel, so don't let me get started in the sports talk. So what we got, Chef? What we got, baby? Hey, Chef, did you get the link I sent you about 5150, especially our boy Slice Boogie trying to jack a 10-year-old thinking he was Aerostar?
Yo,
it's hilarious, man.
Crazy. Like, first off, you know what they're doing? They goofing on the size of Aerostar. I get it, but
that was funny.
The way they got at this little kid, like, you know, they pressed him, and you know how it is when you get pressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they pressed him, and I thought it was the funniest shit ever. What MLW was doing, and I know this has nothing to do with what we actually jumped on here for, but fuck it, it's MLW. We talking. What MLW is doing with 5150 feels very special, like how Impact Wrestling did with Santana and Ortiz. Yeah. And I don't know if you heard about it. I seen it because someone sent me a screenshot of it. Santana was at like an ROH event.
Well, actually, it's not an ROH event. It's called Terminus. It's like a new wrestling company that came out.
Okay.
And they had a lot of, a lot of talent for Ring of Honor, of course. They have both champions. Bandito, who's the actual Ring of Honor champion.
That's probably why I was told it was ROH.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Gresham, I'm sorry, who is the interim RH champion when they got the old title, because Bandito had COVID, he couldn't make the last Ring of Honor show. So they came out with this new match, with a championship match, and they gave the winner the old original Ring of Honor title. So now you got two guys claiming to be champion of a defunct company, and then Santana came out at the end when Gresham had defeated his opponent. Then Bandito came out. So now they were trying to set that up, and then Santana came out. So it kind of messed up the whole Bandito shit, and Bandito was the third wheel. Like, he kind of got pushed to the back now. And everybody thinking, well, hold up, I thought we were going to get this champion was a champion thing, and then Santana comes out and just kind of got thrown out. So now you got Santana go up against Gresham in February.
So, okay, I'm going to double back on this, and we'll touch on it, and then we'll end it. But I want to talk. Well, we had an idea because we were talking off air, and we were like, yo, I know the 2B thing is going to be a long process. You were told by a legal advisor, as someone you know, it's going to be a long process, right? We seen Lucha Underground at one point had all their seasons on Azteca Underground. I mean, on Netflix. I don't know who made that. I don't know how the deal was put. I have no idea. I just remember watching it on Netflix, and it was there. Now, somebody like Court Bauer could take advantage of this with the likes of El Jefe. Now we know we know who he really is off air. But if you go, I have the guy who was part of that. I have Conan who was part of that. If you come into Netflix pocket and say, listen, maybe we do it weekly, maybe we do it where they still film it the way they film it. Who knows, however the deal gets done. But right now, Court Bauer has stuff in his corner that he could use to have the number one top 2 streaming service in the world right now. And the money that would come in from Netflix, where everyone has Netflix because cable is ridiculously expensive. If you have Netflix, you could watch this. And I know they have Vice TV, and they have I think Bean Sports. I still think is there because I thought something was put on Bean Sports.
Still on Bean Sports, yeah.
So you still have that, but what do you think on the approach to, because I think we could to write this as Letter to Court Bauer is the name of this episode. If you had something to say, like if you wanted to portray this to Court Bauer, how would you come across it and let him know?
Well, right now, streaming service from like how it was 10 years ago to now, streaming service has completely blown up.
Yes.
Now, like you mentioned, cable is out of control with the prices. The monopoly is either Dish or it's either whatever it's called now, Spectrum. Usually everybody has Spectrum. You got Dish, you got DirecTV, and then you got everybody else. You got YouTube, you got Amazon, you got what's the other one? Amazon, Goku, and stuff like that. Roku. But then you have you have WWE, which is right now Amazon or Peacock. It's on Peacock, and that was a humongous deal that they did, $1 billion or whatever. So you have WWE on Peacock now, on one of the lesser known, but now is coming up in the top 10. You have, if you have MLW, which got messed up with Tubi because of what's going on with Uncle Vince, go into Netflix, which is definitely top 5, top 3 in my book right now. There's got to be at least 20 million subscribers or more in Netflix. Even if they give the episodes on a delay, the episode comes out on a Thursday and then they'll show it on a Thursday or Friday, or even by season, like they always have the breaks. So a fan could catch up for what happened last season on Netflix, already on their contract or whatever they already have. That'll be huge. Right now, New Japan Wrestling is coming back to Impact Wrestling or Access TV.
Access. Yeah.
That's huge right there on its own. And then I was hearing that.
Wrestling.
Yeah. And then I was hearing, which is a rumor, I don't know if it's true yet, but I have read it, that YouTube, which is one of the premier streaming services that has their own cable thing for like $50, $60 a month or whatever for the channels to watch TV, is trying to add Access TV to its servers now. So if Access TV gets added to YouTube, that's huge because I'm pretty sure, I think I read they have over 2.5 or 3 million already subscribers who use YouTube as their main TV service. And now to have Access TV be available on there, that's 3 million viewers that just got, Access TV. And I'm pretty sure majority of those guys like wrestling, and they'll have Impact Wrestling available there. So that will be a huge bump to them. Imagine if YouTube picks up Vice TV or Being Sports and they add it into the channel. That gets more eyes to MLW.
Yeah.
But if you get into Netflix, which is what, $10 a month, and now they're going up again, because that's what happens. Yeah, we keep losing money. They keep bringing stuff up, and we still keep paying it anyway because we're so hooked on it. We need it. It's like it's in our veins. We need Netflix. Like we need the shot or something. Yeah. So people are going to go and buy this. So imagine a wrestling company on a weekly basis being shown the same night or day afterwards on Netflix. Dude, that would be huge if MLW, N.W.A. now, is back on Fight TV like they did before, but now they have their shows on YouTube again for free with the N.W.A. USA. But now Fight TV made a big deal now, all access for $50 now, where now they'll show the 6 pay-per-views for that price on top of the N.W.A. USA the first night when it comes out, and N.W.A. Power the first night when it comes out, instead of having to wait for 3 or 4 days to come out on YouTube for free. Now you're paying, instead of paying $20, $25 per pay-per-view, you getting it all 6 pay-per-view for one price of $50. Now on Fight TV now. So that's N.W.A. with them. So N.W.A. is getting exposure to Fight TV. WWE has Peacock. You know what I'm saying? AEW has TBS and TNT. So now you have MLW and you have Impact who have access. So now MLW is kind of the one that's kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with them. So, I mean, if Court Bauer has those type of, pool that he's supposed to have with Conan, like you said, and Dario Cuerno, to make that push for, those guys were in Lucha Underground. They were the masterminds. They're here with me now. Blah, blah, blah. You never know what could happen. And it could be Netflix. It could be, Amazon. Amazon has Prime. Yep. So they could go into Prime. That's another venue, top 10 service that's doing TV now and stuff like that. You got Sling TV. You got Roku, like you mentioned. My TV is a Samsung TV. They have their own channels, like 50 channels for free. They even have Access TV in there, and they even made their own Impact channel on the Samsung TV now.
I have a Samsung phone. That's how all my Impact stuff.
So, yeah. So all you Impact fans, if you have a Samsung TV like I do, you have Impact 24/7 on one of the channels. It's just only for Impact only.
Oh yeah, and it's got like some of the best old school matches, the best,
everything. From day one going down. So that's 20 years, 20 years is going down.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's killing me because we know Court makes moves all the time. The guy don't stop working. Salute. We always say that. I say, and I know you agree, he's one of the hardest working people we see out there because he's pushing his product. He's always out there. He's always making some kind of deal. Did Uncle Vince and them really F up and look like they're slowing down this Tubi thing? Absolutely. But you have, like you said, Roku, you have Hulu, you have all Amazon Prime, Netflix. You got so many opportunities. And right now, I wish MLW, and you know me, I'm not a big cinematic person. But what got me on the last episode was the fly over Mexico. And I was like, yo, that's so dope because it felt like this is where home is, and that's the luchador shit. That's everything Aztec Underground is. If we got a little more cinematic, that's what you take. You're like, this is what we're blueprinting on. And if Netflix or someone major, like if Roku or someone goes, we don't know what we want with MLW, but we like Azteca Underground, it's nothing to transition and go, yo, we're going to do Azteca Underground heavy. And then for the second thing that we could throw on our YouTube will be MLW. Whatever they want, you give them, because that's the bag. You know what I'm saying? And I think if anyone could pull it off, it's Court Bauer. We were sitting here like, yo, fuck Vince McMahon in a way. We're not shitting on Vince because, listen, Vince is a boss. I'm never mad at a guy who's worried about his money. But if you ain't worried about your money, I don't know what you're doing. Vince, he has one rule to Vince. I'm the king and everyone else is beneath me. And I'm cool with that because that's the way business works.
Yeah.
You good? Oh, no.
Yeah.
So listen.
Yeah.
So
my parents, my Christmas gift just came in, and now they're over there opening and showing it to me.
So I'll end it with this, because I want to go back into the Santana thing.
Yeah.
With AEW, to me, dropping the ball on the hottest tag team in professional wrestling when LAX was in Impact Wrestling. Nobody could touch them. They were the hottest act in wrestling. To being the other guys in the inner circle and done nothing. When their contracts are over, do you think they go, what did we do? Yeah, we got the bag. Yeah, we got figures. We're going to be on a game. But what did we really do for us besides the bag? Do you think they go, let's go back home to Impact? Or does MLW pull the wild card and go, we have that here already?
Man, I was depressed when they left Impact. I was depressed when they left Impact and they went to AEW. And they started strong with AEW in the circle. But dude, the last year, the year and a half, that tag team is just like, it's basically been for the money. They haven't done anything there. They haven't won the titles yet. They've been basically the lackeys of Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
that's what it's been, because they haven't done anything as a tag team to define LAX or Power and Powerful in this new company. You know, if it's 2 years, 3-year contract, there's more options there now. You know, you have N.W.A, you have Impact is still there, getting stronger. MLW is getting stronger. You know, Ring of Honor is done. So you got 3 companies. You have 3 different choices of going either back home or go to MLW, where you could do a LAX versus 5150, which I would hate that happening. Or you have this humongous all Boricua, kind of, big heel group of just Latinos, Puerto Ricans, whole LAX 5150, blah, La Tribu or whatever, brand new name, everybody there. You have these guys, you have the titles, you go there, and then when you are in one company with all these open door policies, you can still work other places like they're doing now. There's so many companies coming out, and you're losing track because there's so much stuff coming out with this Terminus company that just came out, and it's based out of Atlanta. Now, for being the first show, this thing was horrible. I mean, it was horrible. I watched it. It was horrible. Oh, production was horrible. The how everything was streamed was horrible. The matches were horrible. There was maybe, I want to say, three good matches on that night. The ending of the main event between Gresham, it was Gresham against Josh Alexander. Wow. It came out to be a draw. They ran out of time, a time limit draw.
For their first show main event?
For the first main event. The first show ever main event was a time limit draw for the. I'm thinking to myself, really? You couldn't have one guy, Josh Alexander couldn't lose fairly, because I'm pretty sure he would have said, yo, I'll lose. I don't care. He's that type of guy. He's done that, or Gresham, or a DQ. Somebody runs out, destroys the main event, boom. Bandito could have ran out and jumped Gresham at the end to do the title versus title. That would have been amazing, perfect. Nope. It was a time limit draw. I mean, it was just horrendous, the whole thing. With 3 good matches.
I think you have your call right now.
No, that's over there.
I'm about to say, I think you have your call.
Yeah, so basically, they did that, and the whole Bandidos thing, and then the whole Santana thing, and they just kind of pushed Bandito to the back. When it comes to the Ring of Honor title, which it doesn't mean shit nowadays. Period. It was just being flown around. Oh yeah, I'm still this. No, you're not. No. So that's what. So now the next show is February. So now you see the Santana versus Gresham now for whatever is going to happen now. But you see Santana kind of saying, you know something, I'm getting lost in the shuffle here, not doing anything. Let me get myself out here and be seen, just in case if something happens in the future. I need to be doing something on my own, just in case if we do break up and Ortiz decide to stay and I leave, I'll have my footing already out there.
Yeah.
Because when Santana showed up, I was shocked. I've always seen him as a tag team person. Him being by himself is like a whole totally different thing, which I found shocking and cool at the same time.
Now, I know we actually talked one time when we were doing the Bodega Wrestling podcast. We talked about LAX a while ago, obviously, with Impact Wrestling. And
back in 2018 when they had that match with the Lucha Brothers.
Back in 2018, and we were talking about how Santana, they actually gave him a microphone, and we were blown away how strong he was on the mic. And we were like, whoa, this guy has the look. He could be a heavyweight champion. He could talk like a heavyweight champion. We were blown away 2018. It's now 2022. I love Ortiz. I love Santana. I'm LAX to death. And that's been my shit since it came out. As Latinos, when a Latino thing comes out, you're very prideful, pride and powerful. Same shit. Prideful of them too. Santana, though, we always felt is a step above Ortiz on the mic. Both of them could go with anybody. So it's like, I feel what you're saying that, damn, if you decide to stay and I'm going to go do my thing, I can be a solo guy. I can wrestle with anybody. Santana, both of them can. I don't want to touch too much on it because maybe our future show coming up might be a Santana Ortiz versus But we do know that when Danny Limelight was in AEW Dark and he was over there, he was always around LAX. He had pictures with them. He was chilling with them. He got cool with them. How hard would it be, and this is how I'll leave it, for him to go, yo, I heard y'all free agents. Y'all come back here. If we can convince Court, hey, let's make a triple team, tag team, or whatever it's called, trios, belts, or whatever. Santana, you're our solo guy. We're our trios tag. And you do your thing, we do our thing. We roll together, and all of a sudden, you have the hottest group in wrestling back together again. Yeah, we call 5150, but they always dub it LAX. No matter what it is, it's LAX. So, and let's not act like we haven't seen David Richards over at Impact. So that open door shit, and I know you hate, I agree with you, that it actually has to have a name because people want to relate it to something. Listen, MLW is like, yo, y'all want to go work? Go work. You know what I'm saying? Go do what you got to do. I would love it to be precipitated because I would love to have it Eddie Edwards, David Richards, the Wolves versus the Von Erichs, 5150, whoever else. I would like anybody not at the top of Impact Wrestling or N.W.A. to come over. I would love to say our heavyweight champ, I do not want anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that whole belt for belt bullshit. Exactly. Once in a while, let's have some. I make you look good. You make me look good. We all get the bag.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, we always talk about that whole open door policy, how it started with AEW and Impact Wrestling and how long it lasted, but you never saw not one Impact wrestler in an AEW show until they were free agents from Impact and they will show up there. Kiera Hogan, she was still on the tapings when she became a free agent, and she was already at AEW. And the new guy, Rohit, he already wrestled coming up. Already had a dark match. So he had a dark match. Yeah, he had a dark match.
Mercedes Martinez too.
Yeah, Mercedes Martinez and Rohit, which he was the one who elevated the X Division title when they was there for a while, when he was kind of just dormant there for a while. He took it up. Now, one time you saw my AEW. Now he becomes a free agent. Boom, AEW Dark. So
listen,
they wait till you're out to get you in.
It's a complete bullshit statement to call it the Forbidden Door and all that garbage, right? You got a guy as talented as Josh Alexander, who's a stud. I don't care if you put him in WWE, N.W.A, Impact, MLW, AEW. Josh Alexander is a stud. Anywhere he goes, he could wrestle your champ, and both guys look great. You're telling me Josh Alexander's not even good enough for AEW Dark? Deonna Purrazzo has not stepped a foot in AEW. Not even if you don't do a belts for belts. She hasn't even had a dark match. Like, what are we really calling a forbidden door? You know what I'm saying? But here you see guys can come in. We're seeing guys who signed the Taurus guy.
Yeah, Taurus for AAA.
AAA, but he's also with the K.
Yeah, so he's with the K. He could go to Crash Lucha Underground. He could do AAA. He could do Impact Wrestling because he's there with the K. Do we call that the open door policy, or do we call him a smart business move to be able to go and do all these things in different companies and keep his name out there, be visible? He was just there 2 weeks ago at Crash in the main event.
That's what I'm saying is market value. If you're stuck. Say you're stuck in MLW or only Impact or only N.W.A. If that fan base only watches that position, now a lot of wrestling fans watch a lot of wrestling, but for say me, I'm a very specific wrestling fan. If I like something, I'm stuck on that, and I pretty much only watch that. I do know some outside stuff. I love the luchador shit. I'll watch that, but outside of that, I don't really know. I watch Impact once in a while. I don't know when the hell the last time I touched WWE, and I haven't watched AEW in probably 8-9 months. I'm not interested because I fell off of it. So if a guy winds up coming up over there, I don't really know. So if we had an opportunity where the guy for some reason pops up in MLW, and I'm like, damn, this guy's talented. Let me do some homework. Oh, he's on AEW. I'll watch AEW because I like this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try to find their work. And over there, it's getting to a point where the rumor is Tony Khan already has contacted with Bray Wyatt, and they're close to signing him. If they sign Bray Wyatt, where does everybody else fit in? So if you're a talent like a Rohit, who I tried to, maybe you should come over here because, some people want you here, and someone, they went back into the tweet too. Go places where you could build your shit up so when WWE calls or AEW calls, you're not on dark. You're immediately making a name for yourself, like a Jacob Fatu. If you're telling me that Jacob Fatu has to go through NXT, that's fucking crazy. If you're telling me Jacob Fatu has to go through dark, that's nuts to me. Like, build your brand up like Hammerstone, like Fatu. Even listen, Holiday is fucking killing it right now.
Yes.
Build your brand up so when those big companies call, you don't get lost in the shuffle because your name value projects you to the top. If you want to just fuck around on dark and get, stuck in catering, do what you want to do. It's your career.
What dark and elevation has to do is, and I have to say this, thanks to COVID, a lot of bad things happened with COVID. People lost their lives, and that's the sad thing about COVID. If COVID was just people get sick and then the economy got messed up and you got better, fine. But a lot of things good came out of COVID. And one of those good things in wrestling was the indie wrestlers who were living in Florida that were actually access to go into dark and elevation. We got to see them and they were getting paid. A year and a half later, dark and elevation is total trash because all it is just squash matches. You see this person from AEW against the indie wrestler, you already know who's going to win.
Oh yeah.
What should happen now is Dark and Elevation or one of the shows should be strictly just indie wrestlers, indie versus indie, and then you go like, you know something, I have to watch this because I don't know who's going to win. I've seen this guy before. I don't know who this person is. I like her. Oh shit, I didn't know who she was. And you get more eyes and you get more intrigueness into the product because now you have a less known talent versus a less known talent one-on-one, like how Gut Check used to be back in the days, or you wrestle where Impact used to do. Oh, we're gonna have you guys wrestle for a contract, and you have Austin Aries go up against Roger Strong and stuff like that. You're like, oh my god, look, these two guys are amazing. Who's gonna win? We don't know who's gonna win. You gotta watch it, and you have that. You have one lesser one, and then you have those shows like that. And then you see, okay, now it makes sense because now you're giving this guy's exposure. So you're giving them the right exposure of having a good match and see who wins versus the wrong exposure. Oh, he's gonna get squashed. I look at the lineup when they give out, and I go, okay, squash. Okay, I can see one match out of the whole 10-match card. I'm only watching one match because I don't know who's gonna win. Because it's AEW versus AEW. Everybody's AEW versus Indies.
Yeah.
1 minute match, 2 minute match. I'm like, really? Like Red Velvet just beat Maddie Rankowski in less than a minute and a half. Are you shitting me right now? Red Velvet had a squash match. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. I saw that shit. I started laughing because I was in shock. Like, there's no way in hell Red Velvet could beat Maddie Rankowski in less than a minute and a half on a squash. That's incredible. You go anywhere else, and it's a 10-minute match.
That's the girl that we were excited about that was standing toe to toe with Camille, or no?
Yes, that had the long hair.
Yeah,
the real long hair. Now she caught it. She caught her hair, which I was shocked when she caught her hair too. That I always said that she looked like they could give her a gimmick, like a Banaka Dive gimmick. Put her in a horse coming to the ring with the long hair, like a goddess. Yeah, well, yeah. She lost to Red Velvet in less than a minute 30. I'm like, really? Rankowski's bigger than Velvet. How the hell does this little chick? Come on, man, now. And that's the things that has to change. It has to change because right now is crap. And like you said, they think about getting Bray Wyatt. That means somebody else is getting pushed out. That was there since day one. I remember Sony Kills, Janela, the Wingman, all these guys were the mainstream on the main show. And a year and a half later, you got all these guys coming from Uncle Vince, and where they are now, Elevation and Dark.
Yep. And that says a lot. And that's why I like places like N.W.A. and I like places like Impact. I like places like MLW. We see our guys stay there for a while. You know, like Moose, loyal, been there forever. Eddie Edwards, been there forever. You know, so many talents. And now with Impact coming up, it feels like talent saying, well, you know what? This might be the place I want to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, even though we don't like him, the woo-woo guy, he's loving Impact. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what he's doing. So you get it. Jonah, he came over from NXT. He's looking good. So you're getting guys, the Enzo's partner or whatever, Morrissey or whatever the hell his name is.
He's big Cass. Yeah, he's clearly. And now Cardona is big time, like, got pushed in the N.W.A. now. He's out there being a big future N.W.A. But he's an Impact. They never said this was the forbidden door, and he's working 2 different companies at the same time.
And that's what we keep saying. Like, there's opportunity for guys, and the more we see, I mean, I know this is a miniseries, the Azteca Underground. What happens after that, I don't know. We have
remember
what happens.
This Friday is the Dallas tapings. So I don't know if they have this is the last week of Azteca or the next week. So by the time this Azteca is ready, it's done. The production for the Friday stuff, it should be done, which then they'll go to the Dallas, and then February in Greensboro. So they'll have the shows on top of each other now, back to back to back. So there won't be any pause as long as there's no COVID, pausing them like before. So they'll be on top now, ready to go. Which is
that's
good.
what I'm talking about. Court Bauer, we try to holler at you. We try to talk some sense. We know if anyone can pull it off, it's you. Also, Mr. Court Bauer, you know nobody covers MLW like we cover MLW. We do this shit weekly. We show it mad love. We've interviewed mad people. We want to interview you. It's about time you came on here. Let us chop it up with you. You know what I'm saying? You know our work. If not, listen, we'll slide you over whatever you want. We've been talking MLW.
Yeah, we don't have that type of bread or money, but I'm pretty sure we could, do some pasteles. We could send some pasteles over frozen, next day delivery, Puerto Rico stuff. I'm pretty sure, you're hanging out with 5150. They got you some rice and beans, some pasteles and stuff like that, man.
If Court wants, the next time they come to Florida, I'll make you a penne. Okay? You're not gonna have nobody make you a better penne than Chef. I'll make you a penne. I'll even try to find you some shit. I'll make you coquito with the wrong season. Whatever you want, we'll make it happen. Mr. Court Bauer, for myself, I won't say 5150. We're out of here. Deuces.